I got it. And
No, I got it.
No, you got it. No, you got it. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're doing right now is our top 5 best Star Wars fight scenes. These are lightsaber fight scenes. These aren't just regular fight scenes, and these are in films. These are in movies, right? So we're not including animated series. We're not including television
just the movies.
series, just the movies. And coming in at number 5 on our list of the top 5 best Star Wars fight scenes is Rey and Kylo versus the Praetorian Guard.
I might be a little partial to this one. Me and my wife and my mother-in-law saw this on Christmas morning. So we saw this in the theater, surround sound. We did the big, the big one where you reserve your seats and And this fight scene was freaking awesome.
It was very cool. The Praetorian Guard is they're a great, terribly easily killable. But great looking set of guards for the false, ridiculous, absurd shell of a Sith that was what's his name with the big crinkly head.
Yeah. I will say it would have been a lot better if they had come up with a much better name than, just recycling Roman Empire stuff, so Praetorian Guard, you're like, couldn't have come up with something more Star Wars. Like, you just did Roman Empire. Okay. Because the Roman Empire, it wasn't a bad empire. The Roman Empire was a very kind of awesome and based empire. So again, with your anti-Western civilization bent, you dumbasses at Disney,
So, all right, so we think it was a badass scene. I love it. The way it was shot was also super cool. I do think Adam Driver, as much as I love him as an actor, his Kylo Renning was a little over the top, but
emo. He is emo Ren, and the other guy's Smilo Ren.
Comes in at number 5 on our list. So coming in at number 4 on our top 5 list of best Star Wars fight scenes. It's Anakin versus Obi-Wan. I know a lot of you were like, this has got to be number 1. This has got to be the best fight. Or is it? It's number 4 on our list.
Yeah, no. Definitely really, really good.
Extremely good. Inspired, got to be an incredible level on a video game.
Oh, dude. It was basically, they're like, we're doing this fight scene so that you will do platforming video games on your PlayStation 2. I think that PlayStation 2 was the PlayStation that was out when that movie came out. It was very much like whoever did the choreography was like, I've played a lot of Sega Genesis platformers.
I've played oh my God, I've played so much Altered Beast. You're going to see a lot of Altered Beast in this.
But it's still better than that Acolyte episode 5 fight scene. All of these actually are better than that.
The Acolyte. The arm fight scene. Oh, where
I got guns.
He goes like this. He has just gun tattoos, and you're like, wait, they don't have those guns. What is going?
I just love the fact that you're like, yeah, you didn't drink water for 2 days just to do this.
Oh man, he did look. All of a sudden, you're like, whoa, he's yoked. What the hell just happened? All right, so that's number 4, Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Slightly controversial because I know a lot of you like that as number 1.
Pretty good.
But it's pretty great. It's number 4 on our list of the best Star Wars fight scenes across all films. Number 3. This is one that I almost thought would be, I was like, I kind of felt it like number 1, but when we were discussing it, number 3 coming in hot is Qui-Gon Jinn and
double lightsaber, double-bladed lightsaber. That was the
Qui-Gon.
first time any of us saw a double-bladed lightsaber. That crap was tight.
Dude, not to mention that the score, the duel, I think it's the Duel of the Fates or something that's going on underneath that is such an incredible piece of music by Mr. John Williams, even though a lot of people call him a bit of a hack, but he's fantastic.
Who calls John Williams a hack, and who do we have to kick in between their legs?
Seth MacFarlane.
Huh?
In a joke. It's a joke.
Oh.
So
Okay.
how he's kind of like, John Williams is like, bread and butter. And then, and Danny Elfman is a circus clown. And, it's just like,
well, if you're making fun of everyone, that's fair. But
Well,
John Williams is like John Williams. I mean,
he's pretty based. He's pretty based.
Dude, John Williams is the best.
All right. So Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan, the music, unbelievable. Two of the favorite Jedi in the history of the Jedi versus one of the most controversial and interesting characters that the films never did justice. The Clone Wars and the other animated series came back and brought Darth Maul back, and his character was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, because it was a great character. Because it was
so good.
Like I do love the fact that all the models after the movie have the little earring on the top part of his ear because the actor, he was just a stunt coordinator turned actor, that's why he didn't speak at all, had this earring that he didn't take out during makeup, so they had to leave it in. And so it's just all the toys, everything is just now has that earring. But he was a stunt actor, or what was it called? The Ripoffers. He was a stunt guy, stunt man. Just a tremendous, and it's such the choreography for the prequels. So the prequels are terrible. They're garbage. They're terrible movies. They ruin Star Wars lore. Midichlorians, F you, George Lucas. You have no neck and you have no ability to tell a good story. Sorry, that
you can't direct.
That escaped me. But the fight choreography in those prequels is just hands down fantastic.
It is way good. That guy,
just fun.
That was number 3, which honestly could easily be number 1 on many people's lists.
Yeah.
Number 2 coming in hot, Darth versus Luke.
You have learned much, young one.
You'll find I'm full of surprises.
That's such a good one! Because that's when Luke loses his hand!
It comes off a little underwhelming initially. Once you've seen everything in the Star Wars universe, all the battles, it comes off a little not so incredibly active as, say, the one we just saw with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. But when you think about the context of the story, and it's Luke again,
and it is the best film in the entire franchise. It is the absolute number 1 best film in the entire franchise, hands down.
And hands down is what happens because Luke loses his hand down the thing to his father's.
And to uncap, this is the first time we start to see tremendous Force abilities. It is the first time that we see how strong you can be with the Force, because Vader is pulling these giant, I don't know what they are,
scaffolding, it's
things.
The way,
because basically, in the future, there's just things. You walk around and you're like, oh, there's a thing,
base stuff,
and you're like, what does that thing do? It does things. But those are getting pulled down. He's throwing them and he's doing things. And then, Luke Skywalker loses his hand, which is a huge thing, because that is when it's oh, you're becoming like your father. You're going to be half machine, half man. And but that's the thing is it's starting to tell a really meaningful story. It's a kid who, and this is what a lot of guys go through. It's I don't want to be like my dad, and it's but you are your dad's son. And you're becoming like your dad.
I don't want your life.
you know. So it's super cool.
It's fantastic,
yeah.
and we definitely, not gonna lie, super appreciate the knowledge in the chat. How everyone's like, actually, this is a fantastic fucking pick because this is a very clutch. It's not jumpy, it's not flashy, but this is a crucial fight scene, and it is fan fucking tastic.
All right, but you're not gonna know, and we shouldn't announce it, Savage. We shouldn't announce it. We should just play the video, okay? For number one. And you can hate us, but we're right.
The best Star Wars fight scene.
Best Star Wars fight scene of all time. Hate us because you hate us. Oh, we're right and you know it. Okay, so
it basically looks like Dooku is just waving his lightsaber around to try to keep the mosquitoes off of him. He's just like, oh my god, get it away, get it away, get it away.
The reason why I love this one is because you see frail old Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back. And you're like, what?
It's the first.
This guy's teaching our young Luke Skywalker the power of the Force. How is that happening? What is this guy? And then finally, like 30 years later, you finally see,
this is
dude's a badass.
Dude's a badass. And there will be people who were like, oh well, there was another Yoda fight that may have been better.
Kermit the Frog is a badass. Hate us. Don't care. You know it's true.
The Force is, with you, it is.
Guys, here's the thing. Yoda is such a pinnacle part of... He's such an important part of Empire Strikes Back. He is the mentor. He's the Gandalf to Aragorn. He's the Gandalf to Frodo. And all you see is just like, I'm this frail... another one there is, you know, and you're like, how is this guy all like this wise, knowing wizard of the Force? And you finally get to see just how much of a badass he is because he's taking on friggin' Saruman. You know, he's taking on Saruman. He's like, oh, Saruman,
Darth.
I'm about to show you what's up. What's up? So little Kermit the Frog takes on Saruman, and it is kind of epic.
It's pretty great. We did it partially because we know everyone would be mad, but also
I don't care. We like to do it.
This is our first. It was the first time Yoda really threw down some sword, if you know what I mean.
Yoda versus Palpatine didn't make the list. No, and I'll tell you why. That fight scene drug on way too long. And it's the first, we felt like the first time we see Yoda actually be a badass, being a Jedi Master, thought that was the better fight scene. Although we could have said that made the list, but you only can have one. There's so many. There are a few. There's a lot. There was that one. There was the Kylo Ren versus Rey that was good. We liked. How many fights, the first Anakin versus Obi-Wan, that was a good one where or the second one, we should say, that was right. Dramatic, intense one.
The original.
Yeah.
The OG.
Unlimited power. There was a lot of good ones, but that was our list. We'd always like to be a little controversial.
Shadow Punk's going to sleep tonight. It's pretty great. And you know what? If we can do one thing at the Salty and Savage show, it's make sure that you cry yourself to sleep tonight.
Yeah, that's our goal, and I think that
that is our goal for you.
All right,
our viewer.
Salty and Savage.